Hey everybody, it's Dave Altavilla for HotHardware here with the Asus Transformer Pad Infinity 10-inch Android tablet. This is the follow-on to the premium Asus Transformer Prime 10-inch Android slate, and it has a number of upgrades. Here you see it plugged into its optional keyboard dock, which by the way has not been upgraded. It's identical to the Transformer Prime's dock. But the display on the tablet is significantly higher res. It's 1920 by 1200 resolution versus the 1280 by 800 display in the Transformer Prime. So a lot more pixel density going on here. It is also that Super IPS Plus technology with 600 nits of brightness in outdoor viewing mode. We actually have that set up for you right now, so you're seeing that. Again, a little bit off center here, so you can see that the viewing angles are quite good. The display is gorgeous. Again, super tight, super crisp, easily the nicest Android 10-inch Android slate display we have seen to date, and it rivals, we would say, the all-new iPad display as well, that Retina display. A little bit higher resolution, certainly on the iPad at 2048 res, but at 1920 by 1200, this thing is super tight and just as gorgeous in our opinion. Really nice display, and it's actually offers a little bit more brightness in that Super IPS Plus mode as well. Again, 600 nits of brightness. Other upgrades have been made to this family of product. An upgraded 2 megapixel front-facing camera that's up from 1.2 in the Transformer Prime. The rear-facing 8 megapixel camera here has been upgraded with a wide aperture f2.2 camera and an improved hybrid filter as well. So improved still shot and video performance. And if you stop by our site for the full review, you'll be able to check that out. We have a couple of stills and some clips that we took on the tablet for you. Dramatically improved, actually. Some very good performance there. Also on board is an amped up NVIDIA Tegra 3 quad core, or actually 4+1 as NVIDIA likes to call it, with that 5th companion core. It's been cranked up in terms of clock speed up to 1.6 gigahertz with a peak frequency of 1.7 gigahertz, and that's up again from the Transformer Prime at 1.3 to 1.4 on the Tegra 3, NVIDIA Tegra 3 SoC, system on a chip, in this tablet. So some amped up processing resources as well, and Asus has also improved on memory bandwidth. They've actually taken the DDR3 1333 system memory, the 1 gig that's on board the Prime, and cranked it up in the Transformer Pad Infinity here to 1600 megahertz memory. So you get a little bit extra memory bandwidth as well. In addition, you also get upgraded Bluetooth version 3 technology on board, up from 2 in the Transformer Prime, as well as the standard onboard 802.11 BGN wireless. The good news is MSRP has not changed for the 32 gig slate, 32 gig of onboard storage at $499 and the 64 gig option at $599 with that optional keyboard dock you're seeing here at $149.99. Let's take a look around the all-new Asus Transformer Pad Infinity, show you how it's made, and then show you how it runs. So with the Transformer Pad Infinity, you get a number of standard items that come with the tablet itself. You get this AC adapter and of course your sync and charge cable, pretty straightforward there. You get a little microfiber cloth for keeping those fingerprints down, and God knows the brushed metal finish on this tablet loves to suck up fingerprints. You'll be using this quite a bit. And a standard issue literature pack. Nothing too earth-shattering there, but a nice accompaniment of bundled add-ons that go with the tablet. Alright, so first let's show you how the Transformer Pad Infinity works with its optional keyboard dock. We just move this little button here over to the left, which releases the latch, and at the bottom you can see there is a standard sync and charge port right here, as well as a pair of mounting holes that match up with standoffs in the keyboard dock right here. So you just drop that and snap it into place, and as you can see, that locking mechanism clicks back over, and now we've got a battery level indicator for both the keyboard as well as the pad itself. Now on board the Transformer Pad Infinity is a 25 watt hour lithium polymer battery that is rated for a max uptime of about 9.5 hours untethered, and the dock, the keyboard dock itself, has a 19.5 watt hour lithium polymer battery for another 5 or so hours of untethered uptime. So all told, about 14 hours of available max uptime on a full charge for both the pad and dock together. All right, so on the bottom edge of the Transformer Pad Infinity, you've got those two mounting holes for the keyboard dock, as well as the sync and charge port. And on the right edge, you've got a very tiny microphone port right there. On the top edge, you've got your volume rocker, as well as your power button. And on the left edge, you've got a micro SD card slot, micro HDMI port, 2-in-1 audio port, both headphone and microphone in, as well as another microphone port. On the back edge, you've got your upgraded 8-megapixel rear-facing camera, again with that wide f2.2 aperture, as well as integrated flash, and another microphone port right here for the camera. And again, brushed metal. This is the champagne purple finish, really sharp. Does attract fingerprints, but very high quality, nice feel in the hand for sure, and just definitely a top-notch tablet finish for the Transformer Pad Infinity. Let's fire it up and show you how it runs next. All right, first let's fire up the web browser. We'll show you browser performance here with HotHardware, and as you can see, the tablet is very responsive, going from landscape to portrait mode and reorientating the screen image with the accelerometer on board. But as you'll notice, there is a little bit of a stitch occasionally, a little bit of a lag visible when, especially when going to portrait mode, because you have that higher resolution 1920 by 1200 display, so a lot more screen real estate available that needs to be redrawn, and a lot more of a website screen real estate available, so a lot more redrawn on the display itself. And so, you know, Tegra 3 has a little bit more workload here and a bunch more pixels to push versus a standard resolution 1280 by 800 display. So a little bit noticeable on occasion, especially with sites that have a fair amount of flash going on, lots of images like HotHardware. So not a deal breaker by any stretch of the imagination, but you know, you do pay a little bit in terms of responsiveness and performance on that higher resolution display. Pinch and zoom, not a problem at all. Very responsive, as well as swipe commands. So all in all, a relatively satisfying web experience on the Transformer Pad Infinity. No problem, but a little bit more work to do for that Tegra 3 processor to redraw that screen at 1920 by 1200 resolution. Also on board, Asus does bundle in a couple of nice utilities, add-ons, software-wise, to go with the tablet. You get a full version of Polaris Office, as well as utilities like Asus MyNet, which is sort of like a media sharing utility where you can get access to video files, images, what have you, whatever's on your network here on the tablet, as well as Asus MyCloud, which is a cloud-based storage app that Asus offers service as well. So nice little bundled add-ons. Let's take a look at some gaming performance next. All right, here we are running Dark Meadow the Pact by Phosphor Games, and this is an NVIDIA Tegra 3 optimized game, actually running the Unreal game engine, and it is a featured title on Tegra Zone, which is pre-installed on the Asus Transformer Pad Infinity, and you can actually download the trial version of this game for free. So we're checking it out now, and as you can see, graphics are impressive. We're in a cutscene. Well, it actually uses the actual game engine, and now we've got control. So you can see nice light ray effects coming through the window here, some cloth effects there, and foliage, and really impressive graphics for a tablet game, that's for sure. And navigating around the title is it's interesting. I mean, you tap on the screen to these hot spot locations, and it takes you to the next point in your path. But very impressive graphics, certainly a lot of horsepower under the hood for gaming with that quad-core Tegra 3 processor and NVIDIA graphics engine on board. And so good stuff for sure. Easily one of the most powerful Android slates on the market today currently, certainly with that goosed up NVIDIA Tegra 3 chip, that 1.6 gigahertz to 1.7 gigahertz frequency. So good stuff all around. This has been a quick take look at the Transformer Pad Infinity by Asus. I'm Dave Altavilla for HotHardware. Make sure you stop by our site for the full review with all the benchmark details, as well as things like sample shots of stills from the camera and video samples from the camera. And we will check in with you again later. Thanks for stopping by.